Hello, I am once again, and for the last time this Eurovision season in this format, Luca from Luca's Space and Eurovision Insider. I would like to tell you my first impressions about the grand final in general. We were able to see the first dress rehearsal as press just now, and I've calmed down a bit because something happens at the end of where we were let inside that just made me sob. But yeah. I'm going to be going through mostly the interval acts because there's not much new that happened. I might also comment on the running order and how it affects some of the songs. And obviously I'll go through the ad breaks as well, as I have been going through them. Well, not just interval acts, just in general, the acts that we haven't seen that are new for the grand final that aren't participating countries, basically. Or participating contestants, I guess. First of all, we start off the grand final with a dramatic action sequence of trying to get the trophy to St. Jakobshalle in time. It's really quite fun with interspersed bits of some of Eurovision winning songs. I'm pretty sure they were all winning songs. So that's a really fun part of the opening sequence. And then Nemo performs the code in basically a wedding dress, it seemed, and like a white fluffy hat, which is pretty nice. And there's an insane light show to go along with it. It looked really cool in the arena. I really hope they have the right camera cuts so that it also looks cool on camera. Then for the flag parade, there's some traditional Swiss drums, maybe, I'm not sure, and people waving around a Basel city flag. And the graphics are like Tron-like, if you remember that Disney movie. It was, yeah, quite nice. And there's small dance breaks for like a Disney Channel style, dance break with silver outfits. I don't know, that's on purpose paying homage to the amount of silver outfits that have been at Eurovision over the years or this year, but it's pretty nice. And we also had a fake Gabri Ponte for the flag parade. I may be critical of elements of the production throughout this little vloggy thing, but that's just to note what has gone wrong at the dress rehearsal for the press and the delegations show, and not to actually complain about it, because I want it to be known that the production is difficult and they've managed to fix the problems, hopefully, by the time we actually get to the live show. And if they don't, that there were signs that it could have gone wrong. So I'm not complaining. I think this is an insane production anyway. I can't even imagine how it actually gets done. But yeah, I don't want to complain. I'm just pointing out what actually did happen at our show. Throughout the various performances, there seemed to be quite a few mic problems, actually, with the mics cutting out. In the first 7, I think it happened at least twice, which is slightly concerning, but I'm sure they will figure out, by the time we get to the actual live show. And I don't understand why it was an issue, because, first 7 is less than a semi-final, so I don't think it's the number of microphones, that have been, that have gone at that time, but I'm sure it's a small issue, or maybe the artists were saving their voices for the shows that mattered and not for our show. Our first ad break is after Ukraine. It is Sandra's 1991 song for Switzerland, and Michelle sings Nel blu dipinto di blu. A, to me, slightly interesting element of the running order was that there were 2 boat songs one after the other, and I think those are the only 2 boat songs. I haven't actually thought through it. But Wasted Love and Raw are performed one after another. So they are clearly, we've got 7 minutes full of boat songs in the grand final. Once again, I'm not complaining. I'm just pointing out what did happen at our show so that we're ready in case it does keep going wrong, or we can thank the production for managing to save it. During our dress rehearsal, Erika couldn't get onto the microphone the first time she performed. It was at an angle, but the angle wasn't as steep as it usually is. I assume one of the wires was slack, so something must have been unsafe. I'm not entirely sure what exactly the problem was. We didn't get told that, but she did perform it again. And then everything went fine. But we were all, trying to be as supportive as possible. We all chanted Erika, Erika, Erika after that first performance, and the second one went swimmingly. So, and even the first one, when she couldn't get on the microphone, she just kept right going. She's very professional, so I have no actual worries for the live show because it's been working out the whole time already, but I did want to point out that it did happen at the dress rehearsal one for the press and delegations. There's then the obligatory buy our CD and DVD spiel, and the actual act break is after Germany, where Hazel is hanging out with the crew and the people actually organising the props and everything. And one of my favourite jokes from there is... This could be one of my favourite jokes at Eurovision, is one of the ones she says while pushing something along. So, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but yeah. That's potentially one of my favourite jokes at Eurovision this year, if not my actual favourite. Then, interestingly to me, a guided tour came in and watched the end of Malta's performance, and I think the start of Portugal's. I think there might have been another guided tour at the end as well, but they were in E2, so I couldn't see them as clearly, because these people went into E1, walked right past me, and walked to E1 and got to see some of the show from the floor. So if you're on a guided tour still, there's a chance that something like that could happen for you as well, but I doubt it, because this was the last dress rehearsal for the press and everything else is live shows for audiences, so I doubt that will happen. But I didn't know that that's something that could happen within the Eurovision world. Once again, I'm not complaining, I'm just pointing out what happened. Sisal didn't perform the entirety of Hallucination. Well, she did perform it, she didn't sing the entirety of it. She asked to sing the choruses. And I think that's because she was screaming a lot yesterday. And maybe is trying to save what's left of her voice or try and protect it at all. So yeah, it was still lovely. She did a great job and, went through the steps of the performance. But... yeah, she didn't sing the entirety of the song. I'm sure she'll figure it out by the time the actual live show comes about. Then there's another ad break after Sweden, where we go to the Arena Plus, and I think we'll sing Waterloo or something in the Arena Plus. I think I'll be starting out the grand final in there. I haven't actually decided whether I'm going to be in the Press Centre or Arena Plus. I've got a ticket for Arena Plus, but I genuinely don't know what I'll do. But yeah, and also an interesting thing for me personally is that if you are curious, my educated guess as to which camera is recording, how the artists know, is that a camera has a green light if it's ready to record and working, and a red light if it's actually recording, because of, like red lights in radio booths and stuff. I don't know, in like the history of recording anything. I think red light means it's actually recording and green light means it's just ready to record. Once everyone has performed, we see a Swiss medley of songs as an interval act. There is 1981 Io Senza Te, there is 1980, and Io Senza Te, the performers of that are joined by their children. 1980 Cinema, 2019 She Got Me, and there's a new dance break added, I believe, in there. I'm not actually all too familiar with the song, I'm very sorry. And 2021 Tout l'univers, with like a pink universe and modern dance. Yeah, it's a really lovely performance of Tout l'univers. Yeah, that's it for the Swiss medley interval act. Then I've got a little bit of a conspiracy theory for you. I hope you're able to go along with it. They played the same clip of Celine Dion as we saw in the semi-final one, and yeah, maybe they're just doing that because not as many people watched the semi-finals and they want to address, we know Celine Dion won for Switzerland, and we know you were all expecting her here. However, the BBC has reported that her private jet is in Basel. So my conspiracy theory is that they were trying to keep it a secret from us, and that she might still actually perform. But it's a little bit of a stretch, so I'm not actually 100% confident. But I do think it's still possible. It's not completely to be ruled out that Celine Dion will actually perform at the grand final tomorrow. And then came a very, very fun interval act. I really enjoyed seeing it live in the arena for the first time just now. It was Baby Lasagna and Caria, and they started off as if it was a wrestling match between blue and pink for Baby Lasagna and green and yellow for Caria, and they sang their songs mixed, like a lot, like a rap battle style. At the end, even going with "There's No Going Back, Cha Cha Cha," my anxiety face to back, Cha Cha Cha. So it's a really, really good mix, which then fades into Eurodab, and it's a silly song. performance is fun. I don't think I like the song particularly, but it's a really fun performance the way they do it. So yeah, I think the arena will also go crazy for it, and everyone will dap. So yeah. Hazel also said this is her personal highlight off the record. So yeah, the getting to say double treble after Karia and Baby Lasagna perform. Then there's a short reflection on weird instruments at Eurovision, and then it's Nemo's performance of Unexplainable, where I sobbed. Sobbed. They are climbing like they hang off of an LED ladder, white LED ladder, and they're wearing this skin tight costume with their wig from Casanova, and just so much pain in that performance. Like, truly, yeah, I was sobbing. I'm not ready to see it again and again. I also specifically avoided listening to the song in the studio cut since it's been out at midnight, so that I could experience it live for the first time. That was a great decision, but also ouch. Like, it really hurt. So thank you for that, Nemo. No, genuinely thank you. It's a wonderful performance. And then we got kicked out. And my legs were shaking the entire time out. Like, I didn't know if I was going to make it, because, like, I was just feeling so much emotion. But, yeah. Beautiful song, beautiful performance. Thank you, Nemo. And that is everything from me. So, thank you ever so much for watching this video. Please remember to follow the relevant channels and stuff. Yeah, that is it from me in this format, this Eurovision season. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next season, or just keep following Eurovision Insider and Luther Space 22, and there is more content coming. I'm gonna film like 3 or 4 videos now for your Luther Space 22. So yeah, there is more stuff coming. This is just the last content in this format.